Golf Channel's exclusive coverage of the LPGA Tour is presented by Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable.
Well, the third and final round of the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship has seen a change atop the leaderboard. Day 3 at Pinnacle Country Club in Rogers, Arkansas. With overcast skies, we are live at the par 4 13th hole, and 28-year-old American Austin Ernst has taken the lead by 1 over Anna Nordquist. But Austin Ernst, with Nordquist in the group behind her looking on, has this putt for par. Grant Boone and Judy Rankin. And no sooner has Ernst taken the lead than she's faced with a tough putt here, Judy, after tugging her approach.
Yeah, 7-iron into the green at this tough par 4, one of the tougher holes on the golf course. She hit it left, played actually quite a good shot from where the ball had come to rest.
And just like that, she gives that lead right back. She lipped out for birdie at 10. She lips out for par at 13. And Ernst and Nordquist are now tied again, this time at 18 under. Jerry Foltz is following this final group.
Well, just clinical on ball striking yesterday was Anna Nordquist. Not quite the same today. Had a little miscue on the previous hole, which led to her first bogey of the entire tournament. But back on track here. Good tee shot, 184 yards to the hole, and this a 5-iron. That is a low heater right at it. Has to get lucky, though.
Jenny Shin just moments ago made an up and down from that bunker. Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour proudly present the race to the CME Globe. From Rogers, Arkansas, it's final round coverage of the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by P&G. 1950 was a good year for Sam Walton. He opened his first 5 and dime just down the road. Rogers, Arkansas. It was a good year for the LPGA Tour, their first official season. And since 2007, Pinnacle Country Club here in Rogers has been hosting the best players in women's golf. 7 of the top 9 are here this week. And it's a former top 10 player, Anna Nordquist, who is trying to win for the first time in 3 years. Judy, this was Anna on the tee at the 6th.
Tougher par 3 on the front 9. She hit it very close here in the second round.
Did it again and made birdie. Her lead was 3 when the day began. It was 3 at that point, but Austin Ernst birdied her first 3 holes, and then to tie the lead at 11. Yes! Former collegiate superstar at LSU got to 18 under, but then right after her, Nordquist. Sometimes you need a bounce or two, Judy.
Maybe just a little tug, but boy, was it a friendly tug.
Getting friendlier, nearly perfect. A tap-in birdie to regain the lead at 19 under. But at the difficult 12th, we would see a change. Ernst for birdie to tie Nordquist at 19 under. No one's putted better this week than Ernst. And after missing the fairway and the green, this for par. As Jerry said, her first bogey of the weekend. But the bogey from Ernst at 13 has knotted them again at 18 under. Nordquist has missed the green at 13, and it brings Se-Young Kim back in it even closer. Angela Stanford trying to win again as she did at the Evian in 2018. Some great weeks for players like Guilherme No, the 19-year-old American, a 65 today, matching him a tally for the best round of the day. Major champion NG Chun, a good score as well. Maria Fassi having a nice day. Jim Gallagher Jr.
She is making a nice save at the last hole, the par 5, which you would expect her to make birdie. Oh, beautiful shot. Needs a spin. Okay. Got that for birdie. Now Se Young Kim's third here. Drove it right off the tee.
She was in a lot of trouble off the tee, Jim. Played a punch hybrid through a forest to get it to here. Was lucky, but not so lucky on the lie. It's sitting in a little bit of a hole on a slight downhill lie. Short-sided. This is brutally tough. And remember, one of the few players to not carry a lob wedge.
Oh, that makes it. Whoa, she actually spun that.
She's a magician with that 56.
I would say that was amazing. A little bit of rain kind of allows it maybe to spin a little out of the bunkers, but we haven't seen anybody do that yet.
Nordquist now much better lie. Just the type you want. A little bit of an uphill lie on a short bunker shot. It should be routine, but there's one little caveat. She hasn't hit a pitch or chip shot this week. Every green she's missed, which has been, what, 4 now, she's been able to putt it.
And that is really amazing, Jerry, because, you know, you do that. You know what the sand feels like. You haven't been in the sand in 3 or 4 days. It's completely different feel.
First pitch shot of the week. That is unthinkable.
Yeah. Oh,
well, the old chunk and run's going to work.
I don't know if that's how she planned it, Jerry, but okay. All right. Got that just a little heavy. That's probably very fortunate. Let's take another look at that. You try to use the bounce as much as you can. Catches it about 2 inches behind it. Catches right up into the slope, into the upslope, Judy. That's what slowed that down.
Yeah, she had the face actually set well open. It was an unusual shot.
Nelly Korda, she also drove it right. Now this for birdie.
Yeah, played a beautiful shot under the trees to get it to here. But this one is, well, it's turning a little bit. The higher you hit it, the more it turns. Just have to get the speed right.
It's been slow all day. Not too bad. That's actually really good from there. It's overread a lot of putts this back 9, but she's hanging in there.
Let's take a look at this final group. Career-wise, Anna Nordquist is now 102nd in the world ranking. She's been as high as 4th. 8 wins, 2 majors, none since 2017. Se Young Kim has won each season since she's been on the LPGA Tour, going back to 2015. 10 wins in 5+ seasons. It's her first tournament back this year after the shutdown. And Nelly Korda with 3 wins, looking for her first win on American soil. The 4th ranked player in the world, the 2nd highest ranked American, Nelly Korda.
Se Young Kim now to save her par here at 13.
Don't always see her caddy Paul Fusco get so involved in the reads, but it's a downhiller sliding a little right.
Imagine taking a practice stroke, just kind of stands there, kind of sees the line she wants to roll it on. And she's going to take one here probably. Yep, of course, as soon as I said it. She'll watch her. She'll look at the hole, kind of visualize the line she wants.
Oh,
wow.
Goodness, that looked like it was going to turn.
To 14.
Reachable par 5. Here's the co-leader, Ernst. Karen Stupples is there.
It's been moved up almost 100 yards today. Penalty area down the left, out of bounds down the right. It's just back on the fairway.
That is a huge break. Each player, each of the co-leaders has had some good bounces. We can laugh about it now. Brother Drew on the bag. Dad Mark is a PGA professional. He played at Furman. Back to 13.
Norquist for the par. Shouldn't be a whole lot in this one.
No, 4 feet away up the hill. Shouldn't be much. Solid putt, center of the hole. I don't see it missing.
One thing I've kind of noticed, she hasn't been quite at ease with it, though, today. Of course, yesterday it was easy to do that. Kind of got out of sync a little bit. Great view, great par. All right, Grant.
So, Jim, each of these co-leaders, Anna Nordquist and Austin Ernst, have tasted the thrill of victory, and each knows the agony that this game can provide even the best players. Ernst burst onto the LPGA Tour having won an NCAA championship as a freshman at LSU. She won in her second season, but since then, 145 starts without a victory, going back to Portland in 2014. The dream start for Anna Nordquist has scarcely been matched. She won in her 5th start as a professional, and it was a biggie. It was the LPGA Championship, now the KPMG Women's PGA, her first start in a major as a pro. She's won 8 times, 2 majors, but none since 2017, and she confessed that she has struggled with her confidence since then, maybe a little too hard on herself. As you see, making cuts hasn't been the problem. Finishing the deal has been. Only one top 10 in her last 39 starts, but her coach, Drew Steckel, said he has never met anyone who has worked harder. He also added, hard workers tend to be really difficult on themselves.
Going down the stretch.
The same thing at the British Open. Like
They had it.
nothing. And they had him, but it didn't work.
Yep.
Nordquist now tied for the lead, and take a look at this crew. You've already heard from them. The Hall of Fame member Judy Rankin back with us. Jim Gallagher Jr., 5 times PGA Tour champion. Jerry Foltz following Anna, Se Young, and Nelly and Karen Stupples. The Open champion with Jenny Shin, Austin Ernst, and Angela Stanford. 15.
Fossey for birdie to get to -11. And that gets her up into a tie for 11th.
This is really a big and important week
Yes.
for her. Only made 4 cuts in that rookie season last year.
And there is a lot to play for players like Fossey, who are not yet qualified for the A&A Inspiration. In 2 weeks, 20 spots have been left open, depending on the money list at day's end today. This is the last event before the A&A in 2 weeks. And if you're inside the top 80 and you're not otherwise exempt for the A&A, then they're going to take the top 20 on that top 80, and they'll be in the A&A in a couple of weeks' time. We're at the par 5 14th, which is now clear. And there's Angela Stanford in amongst the trees, Karen.
Yeah, she tried to cut that line really tight down the left side. The out of bounds does come into play really quickly down the right. So the bailout is to the left, even though the penalty area is there. She got caught up in those trees, and now really she doesn't have any other chance other than to come out sideways towards Austin's ball.
There goes Angela in the trees, top right of your screen. And now our co-leader, Ernst.
The ball is above her feet, but it is, I mean, this Sawyer fairway is absolutely perfect for hitting fairway woods on. This is a 5-wood. She has 205 to the hole. There's about 10 yards of green to use in front of it. Plays about 5 up. That started at the flag, fading towards the right.
She eagled 18 to conclude her second round yesterday. She'll have that for eagle. Out in front of Anna Nordquist, with whom she's tied at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship.
Hi, I'm Donna Morris, Chief People Officer for Walmart. On behalf of Walmart and our more than 2 million associates around the world, I want to thank you for watching the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by P&G. We're delighted to give you a glimpse of the place that we get to call home, Northwest Arkansas, a vibrant community where our home office associates live, work, and play. This is where Sam Walton started our company over 50 years ago, and it's a region with so much to offer, from world-class museums in Crystal Bridges and the Momentary to the University of Arkansas, and our incredible trails and outdoor amenities. Of course, it's also home to Pinnacle Country Club, our wonderful host this week. Walmart is honored to be part of an event that gives back to important charitable causes. While the tournament may look a little different this year as we navigate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the spirit of the tournament remains. Walmart is especially proud to support an event that is focused on empowering others, from the talented LPGA tour players to business leaders in the community. We want to say thank you to the many volunteers, sponsors, and tournament staff who helped to make this event one of the best weeks of the year here in Northwest Arkansas. Enjoy the action as you watch the best women golfers in the world compete right here in Walmart's backyard. Thank you.
Thank you to Walmart and P&G. Tied for the lead. Par 5, 14th reachable. Anna Nordquist with the driver.
No choice but to try and go for it. Tee moved up 100 yards today. That is an aggressive line. Needs to stay in the air, maybe.
We'll see.
Can't tell the result, but I don't think it's good.
Can't overstate the ball striking performance she put on yesterday. Missed one fairway just by inches, hit all 18 greens in regulation, made 9 birdies. Jerry said it could have been even much better than the 62 she posted. Not the same today.
That also just a little left for Sei Young.
She had the leg kick. She's in the fairway. All right, let's meet our final group in their own words.
Hi, I'm Nellie Korda from Florida, and I am Jessica Korda's little sister.
Hi, I'm Seyoung Kim. I'm from Seoul, South Korea. I'm black belt in Taekwondo. Help!
Hi, Anna Nordquist from Sweden and living in Scottsdale and went to Arizona State University.
We know Jessica Korda is watching and she's tweeting, live tweeting, so I think that was a little nod from baby sister Nellie to her. The par 5 14th and Jenny Shin.
I think Jenny was just a bit in between clubs with her shot to this green, and I think they're obviously on the larger one and has ended up at the back. Really quick putt. Even though she's got to go through that size of grass, it is just literally all downhill towards the hole. Initially, it might want to kick it right off the slope there at the back of the green, but generally, overall, it's just downhill, and it's just judging the speed is the huge key here. And I think in situations like this, Judy, where a player chooses a putter, it's primarily because it's so quick downhill initially that you just have to get the ball on the green and rolling.
Yeah, I've been trying to make the point all week that it's easy to say when you see a shot around the green what would be the most correct shot to play, but you know, the correct shot to play is the one you believe you can pull off. Looks pretty good.
How's that doing for speed?
Really good.
She has stayed alive with some clutch putts, made a bogey putt at 11, saved par at 12 just to keep herself with a chance. This is Anna Nordquist and company looking for her tee shot here.
Yeah, the marshal and our camera guy saw it clip the trees.
Hit there and then bounce and then came here.
And the only place you couldn't find is a little area of water with some covering on top of the water floating, so you can't see it.
I would say it crossed about where Nellie's bag is. Okay. Would be my guess. Okay.
Well, you saw it going there for sure, yeah?
Yeah.
We heard it.
I was on the air. It hit these branches.
We saw the one bounce
down right here.
Yep.
Do you think this bag where we had the bag is about right?
Meanwhile, Austin Ernst up ahead is putting for eagle, tied with Nordquist at the moment.
Well, and the interesting thing out here, there are no walking scorers carrying signs with what the players are doing. There are no scoreboards out here. And Drew, Austin's brother and caddy, asked me where are we standing, what's everybody doing. And so obviously I let him know that he and Austin, that Austin and Anna were tied.
2 putts for the lead. Players and caddies can check their scores on their phones, which is normally not allowed, but with the absence of leaderboards, we saw Danielle Kang doing that at Inverness. Back in left of the fairway, our co-leader.
No,
What do you think, Nellie? Like somewhere in here?
Just trying to use all the information available to the best guess of where it last crossed the margin of the red penalty area. From there should be playing her third and laying up.
Quickly, look at our course setup brought to you by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America. We see these little rock-lined streams winding their way through Pinnacle Country Club, Judy.
Yeah, it is such a beautiful country club members course, and Chase Turpin is the superintendent for many years who's been responsible for players getting to play here with the golf course in such wonderful condition. You hear about the zoysia grass fairways. They tend to give you very good lies. The ball tends to sit up in zoysia grass, but it is not the easiest grass to get the ball to bump and run.
So up ahead on the green, Nordquist will be able to see Ernst, whose putt, Karen, drifted a little farther than she would have liked.
And from this side of the hole, I don't think there's a great deal in this break-wise. Angela Stanford, after punching out from the trees, got on the green in 3 and just 2-putted for her par. And I think this one is, you've still got to keep the speed up on these putts.
Mission accomplished. 2 putts and a birdie. And again, the lead. 9th birdie of the day for Ernst. The woman with whom she was tied is going to be hitting her 3rd.
Not a long layup here either. That's probably no more than a 9-iron.
That'll be a 4th shot on the par 5 coming up. Nordquist was tied after round 1 with American Esther Lee, and this woman, American Jackie Stolting, in her first tournament back since delivering her baby boy Barron last September, looking for her career best finish, which has been 8th. Let's celebrate too. Second shot at 14. Se-Young Kim.
182 yards up the hill of the hole. That's a 4-iron, a high one that could land softly.
Yeah, good shot. Beautiful shot.
Kim will have that to get to 17 under. Jenny Shin did make that short second putt after the first one was so perfectly judged. Shin is 16 under, and here is Nellie.
Powerful drive. Only 155 yards remaining to the hole. That's about 15 feet right.
Yesterday, she had a 7-iron into 18 at par 5 to within a couple of feet. Made eagle to shoot 63. Move ahead to 15.
Catherine Kirk now for birdie. Yep, got it. She's had a little bit of everything today, but back-to-back birdies at 14 and 15 gets her to 13 under. Things are getting interesting. Austin Ernst with the one-shot lead.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable. And by CME Group, how the world advances. Fourth shot for Anna Nordquist at the par 5 14th.
Nice little uphill lie that she can spin, what she'll need for that tucked hole location. 114 hole. Looks pretty good, just right.
Well, if she turns this into 5, that will be a really good score after what she did off the tee.
15.
Jenny Shin now at the par 3.
This hole 139, but plays 10 downhill.
She's looking dead anxiously.
Well, yeah, she's another bit of a squirrely one.
Yeah, she did that back at the 11th when she tugged it, but that just didn't come close.
History will once again be made at East Lake. The FedEx Cup playoffs concluded the Tour Championship. The season's top 30 golfers compete for the ultimate prize. Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. First round coverage on Golf Channel. Then Sunday, third round coverage at 3 on NBC. A Monday Labor Day finish at East Lake in Atlanta. 15.
Austin Ernst now at the par 3.
This is just a little 9-iron. With this yardage, I don't think she has to hit this full.
Kind of an abbreviated swing. Oh, that took a huge kick off that slope. I got away with one there. It's not that good a shot, but 14.
Eagle putt for Nelly Korda. It'll be a short birdie putt for Nelly to get to 15 under, but with an 8-iron in her hand for a second shot, I think she was expecting something a little better, perhaps. Such are her standards.
She's been just on the edge of a really great round of golf.
Great. Hasn't made a bogey, but only 2 birdies.
Yep, she hasn't hit some shots as well as I would have thought she would, and missed a lot of makeable putts.
Big chance for Se-Young Kim.
Yeah, to get to within one big swinger to the left, wasting no time. Well, just a little softer.
We talked about Se-Young Kim earlier and what a tremendous success she has been. Take a look at NEC by the numbers for Se-Young. Came on to the LPGA Tour in 2015 after a terrific career on the KLPGA for a couple of years. She's won at least one event each year. Last year, she punctuated a tremendous season with that walk-off $1.5 million putt to win the CME Group Tour Championship. 15.
Angela Stanford now.
She took her time choosing the club here. The wind was kind of a little bit gusty.
Okay, that's the best shot of the 3. Took the right amount of time there. It's a good chance for birdie. She's at 15 under.
And a par putt for Anna Nordquist to stay 1 back.
And the speedy one at that has to start it outside the hole to the right.
Had not made a bogey for the weekend until the hole that is just a few paces away from here, the 12th. Overread the par putt at 12 and again at 14, and a wayward tee shot which she hasn't had many of this week, leads to a brutal bogey at the 14th, the easiest hole on the course today.
And if she makes this putt, Jim, you saw something here.
Yeah, she moved her head. Look how much her head moves.
Yeah, so that means her upper body actually just kind of came out of the putt a bit.
Birdie putt for Se-Young Kim. She is still in it. 3 behind Ernst. Just 1 out of second. Nelly Korda is absolutely still in it. This for birdie to get to within 4 with 4 to play.
Nelly and her caddy were checking out the phones, my phone specifically, on the last hole to see what the scores are.
Two-putt birdie for Nelly Korda, number 4 in the world at the tender age of 22, already with 3 victories. Playing in the final group, Austin Ernst is in the penultimate grouping. And they're at the 15th, where we go now.
I'll take a look here at Austin Ernst. You know, Karen, when you're watching and you've played enough, I mean, I always wanted to know where I stood. And I think that's one of the toughest things for these players is not having scoreboards, not knowing exactly where they stand, how they kind of approach a certain hole or a putt.
I agree, and it's not just the lack of scoreboard, it's the lack of walking scorers holding the signs up as well, because on a golf course like this where the holes can go back and forth, you can kind of look across and look behind and try and get a glimpse of what that board says for those players that are playing in the group behind you. And of course there's none of that, and I was like you, I like to know where I was on the board, but I also think, Jim, it kind of benefits some of these players that don't like the pressure of knowing where they are. Some players are not into that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Judy, I mean, when you were playing, did you wanted to kind of know where you were, didn't you?
I think I wanted to know where I was. I was not good at just trying to shoot a score and let's see where it falls. What I do know on the golf courses almost across the board is every caddy knows where the player stands.
That's true.
100%. That's why Drew came up and asked me what was going on. Of course, they don't know that what's just happened to Anna.
I think it's about 2.5 feet by.
Well, I thought the par putt for Anna was the putt that would keep her in the tournament, so she has really got a hill to climb now.
It's kind of fun. I'm with the leader right now, so.
I think that's one of the things. You get a little out of sync. You haven't won in a while. Things kind of start racing in your brain.
Well, you may notice that some of the players have yellow ribbons they're wearing today. It is part of a Play Yellow campaign Jack and Barbara Nicholas began as part of a massive fundraising effort for children's hospitals. And on Thursday, Maria Fassi and Gabby Lopez teamed up against Morgan Pressel and Julie Inkster in a charity match that raised $40,000 for the Arkansas Children's Northwest Hospital, and the Play Yellow campaign started by Jack and Barbara.
My wife Barbara and I would like to give a heartfelt thanks to the LPGA and the sponsor of this week's tournament, Walmart, for supporting Play Yellow at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship.
In fact, Walmart and Sam's Club Associates have raised more than $39 million in a very difficult year. Impactful funds that will help provide the high-quality, life-saving care that children need every day at the 170 Children's Miracle Network hospitals nationwide.
A big thanks again, and best of luck to all the players out there, and don't forget, Play Yellow.
Play Yellow.
Judy, you know how much that means to you.
18 people to touch me. You know. Right.
Well, Jack and Barbara have become friends of mine now later in life, not just someone you look up to and respect, and all these players look up to and respect the both of them, as all golfers do, period. But surely everyone can remember the yellow shirt when Jack won the Masters. Absolutely. And yellow has become a really important color in this fundraising effort for children's hospitals.
Austin Ernst with a little bit more work than she probably wanted here at the par 3 15th.
I agree. And she has had a couple of shortish ones, but this is shorter than any of those other ones that she's missed.
When she's held her finish, she's been really good, a little bit smoother. Sometimes she gets a little short going back on those couple she missed. That was really good rhythm. Nice and smooth back and forth.
Nobody stole your orange hat.
She saves par at 15.
I got this
Keeps that 2-shot lead.
Man, I've been working 5 years and I can never get anything but a white hat.
Back at the tee.
Just wait for these people to move out below you. So
Nelly will be first.
Submit to 28-29.
So commit to 29.
Just a little 9-iron, slightly left of the hole.
Yeah, spin. Yeah, good shot. Good solid swing. Making some putts. Just kind of let her down the last. She didn't make birdie in the last one, the last 4 or 5 holes. Missed a lot of good opportunities. Gotta say, Young Kim.
Playing by feel this week, and feel only. Well, feel and instincts. Rare for her to hit one less club than Nelly Corda, but this is a full-out pitching wedge. She is only looking at the flagstick, but pulled it a little.
Just a little, yeah, got away with it there. Not exactly where she was aiming. Sometimes you try to hit those hard, you kind of tug them a little.
Target. Yeah, perfect.
Norquist is next. Norquist is next.
She has absolutely flagged so many iron shots this week. Not as many today, although early there were quite a few. I expect her to do it here.
She did birdie here yesterday.
No signal from her caddy, but it has to be a 9-iron. It's left a little.
Okay. Not exactly what she was looking for, but she's got about 20 feet for birdie. All 3 players with a chance for birdie, but Austin Ernst is on a roll. 2-shot lead at -19.
Suddenly the leader by 2, 28-year-old American Austin Ernst on the tee at 16.
And this tee shot made easier with the trees that have fallen down. And that's going a little bit left. There's a penalty area down there.
Safely in the fairway. A tornado last October knocked down 130 trees, one on each side of this 16th hole. 15.
And a Norquist for birdie here at 15.
Not a ton of break overall, just a little right at the end.
Just to get within 1. Oh, that's got to go. Sometimes that's a sign it's just not unsure. Looks faster than it is.
Pernilla Lindbergh at 18 for birdie. Looking for her best finish since winning the A&A Inspiration a couple of years ago in that Monday finish. 15.
So Young Kim for birdie, got it left. More of a misread and a pull combination. She'll stay 3 back at -16, 3 under on a round today. Nelly Corda, Jerry, she's missed the putts she's missed and been on the high side. She's overread some of the break, but there isn't a whole lot in this, is there?
No, she got a really good teach from Anna Norquist's putt, even though she left it a little short. She saw what it was doing. Very similar line. Technically such a very good putting stroke.
I don't don't know if it's the reeds or if she's got a little push going on, but she has been on the high side of the hole
every time
consistently with these right and left putts.
You're right, Judy. Yeah, it's frustrating. Hit some good shots, just hadn't taken advantage of it. So she's 4 back. Norquist to be left. A little bit of work yet.
Not too much, but, wow. I don't know anybody who would have scripted the day to turn out like this the way she played the first 2 days. You just expected her to come out and shoot 6 or 7 under and make it look easy like she did the first 2 days. But every player said it, including Anna, in their press conferences yesterday, that they expected someone or a lot of people to go pretty low today. So that's exactly what's happening, and she's not keeping up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for the other players, it's always easier to come and behind, and you're trying to make that move. You stay aggressive, and then for Anna, you kind of make a mistake on 12 off the tee. You make a bogey, things start speeding up, and you kind of get out of sync, and that's what it's looked like to me from then.
So 2 down with 3 to play for Nordquist, who was up 3 when this final round began. Let's take a look at some news and notes brought to you by CME Group. Aline Crowder, Stanford junior, won the 2020 Women's Amateur yesterday. A German native, so 2 straight weeks Germans winning after Sophia Popov won the AIG Women's Open. Emily Pedersen won on the LET by 4, and Walmart announced this summer they've committed $100 million to building a center for racial equity. News and notes brought to you by CME Group, title sponsor at the Tour Championship this year in December. Austin Ernst began the day 4 shots behind Anna Nordquist. She leads by 2 in the fairway, the par 4 16th. Karen?
This is an 8-iron. The yardage is 146. Does not need to really take it towards the hole. She can play a little bit to the right, especially from this angle.
But she's putting together exactly the kind of round we talked about. She is 7 under for the day. And Anna Nordquist had a little more pressure on her with that 3-shot lead to start.
On the tee at the 16th, Anna Nordquist 2 behind at 17 under.
Any place in the fairway at 16 is a good play.
Wayward tee shots at 12 and 14 led to bogeys. Her only 2 of the week. Well, here is Stacey Lewis, just 20 miles away from here. She played collegiately at the University of Arkansas. Won an unofficial title here in 07. Won an official victory here in 2014 when she was the best player in the world. A couple of weeks ago, won for the 13th time. That was in Scotland. Good solid week for Stacey. Past winners, Judy, you just look them down. No flukes in this. Sunhwa Lee in 2008 was former rookie of the year.
Yeah, a whole bunch of really good players that have won on this golf course. You know, you in one way you say it's not the most difficult golf course, but in another way you've seen some subtleties today where it's kind of a thinking person's golf course.
Jenny Shin at 16 for birdie.
Good.
Not really been the back 9 that she would have liked, but hasn't been because of the putter. Just some wayward shots.
Angela Stanford, an assistant captain for Pat Hurst next year for the Solheim Cup, is getting a front row seat to this performance by Austin Ernst, who played for the U.S. back in Des Moines at the Solheim Cup in 2017, Karen.
She did, and what you're seeing here is a little sort of, the 2 players are pretty similar distance away from the hole, and they're both having a chance to read it about the same time, not not wanting to waste time waiting, and it kind of looks like Angela's giving way for Austin to go. But I think if you're Pat Hurst and Angela, I think Austin is the kind of player that you would love to have on your team. She's got that sort of feisty spirit to her on the golf course. She's got everything you could possibly want in a team player. She's fun to be around, and I think just you get a good vibe from her.
Leads by 2. This to go up by 3.
Oh, that was a good roll.
Judy mentioned she's 7 under today, and that's with 2 bogeys.
You know, when you talk about Anna teeing off with a 3-shot lead, but she also is very aware of the scores that have been shot here this week. We've had a 62, a 63, multiple 64s. So you know it's there, and then you come out and it's a windless day. And the greens are a little softer than they have been.
When Austin Ernst won back in Portland in 2014, she bogeyed her last 2 holes, had to win in a playoff. Stanford.
If you weren't with us earlier, just mention one more time that Angela Stanford has been elected in 2020 into the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. It's quite an esteemed group of people you can imagine, and she was really thrilled to have that happen.
Won that elusive major back at Evian 2018.
And I don't think she's done adding to her totals yet, Judy. She's got that nice little competitive edge, and after running that marathon earlier this year, I think it really gave her a nice edge.
And that was in LA back in March. Hit movies, current shows, exclusive originals, timely updates. Watch for free, upgrade for more. PeacockTV.com.
Yeah, correct. Usually on that camera.
Roll reversal. Up 3 when the day started, now 2 back.
Stay nice and aggressive, okay?
166 to the hole. Plays 5 yards uphill. Can't really feel much breeze. Going with 7 iron. This needs to be smoked. Trying to start at the camera, which is 20 feet right with a draw. She's done it. Might have overdone it. Oh, what a shot from the fairway.
Yeah, that's about as far as she could hit that.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with that signal.
The par 5 18th is reachable in 2. And before those leaders get there, they'll have this par 3 17th, Jim, which looks a lot different this year.
Yeah, usually the loudest hole in the LPGA, and the grandstands are gone, the fans are gone. Completely different look. Some of the winds kind of, it's
What was the draw on? That was a little one there.
I like it.
Still want to come and sit.
Yeah.
I think there's more one here.
Yeah.
What, right side of that window?
Yeah. That little white thing on top of the roof.
Yeah.
So,
Darren mentioned the grandstand's blocking the wind, but there's not a breath of air out there today.
No, there's hardly anything. And what little there is, it's slightly coming from the right. She has a 9-iron in her hand. And really, Jim, the only place she cannot go is just short and right. Just a little bit left of this would be ideal.
Birdie the first 2 days.
This is doing what she needed to. A little bit left.
Yep, safe shot, smart shot. Chance to extend that lead, but she's got a 2-shot lead, 7 under on her round today for the LSU Tiger.
Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour welcome you back to the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by P&G. The third and final round today in Rogers, Arkansas. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jim Gallagher Jr., Jerry Foltz, and Karen Stupples. Austin Ernst began the day 4 shots behind Anna Nordquist, but this putt at the par 3 11th for birdie tied her with Nordquist. Nordquist would follow in the group behind and make birdie of her own. So at the 12th, another putt to tie the lead. Got it to go. No one's putted better this week than Ernst here in the field. Nordquist would make bogey there at the 12th, again at the par 5 14th. And so Austin Ernst trying to win for the first time in 144 starts since her lone victory coming in her second season on tour. That was in Portland in 2014. Se-Young Kim and Nelly Korda are the 2 players who have won most recently the LPGA Tour. Anna hasn't won since 2017. We talked about Ernst bursting onto the LPGA Tour. She was an NCAA champion. She was the first freshman to win an NCAA title in 15 years or so, almost. Went to LSU, as Jim pointed out. 8th season out here, that 1 win. She beat IK Kim in a playoff with a par on the first extra hole, but she had the lead by 2, bogeyed 17 and 18. She was part of that 2017 U.S. Solheim Cup team that was victorious in Des Moines. And in the morning foursomes day 1, she and Anna Nordquist clashed in a foursomes match that Nordquist and Georgia Hall won over Ernst and Creamer. Nordquist, can she find a way here? Can she find a birdie? She's 2 back with 3 to play.
She left herself a pretty good chance. Not a difficult putt to read. Just a consistent slope all the way to the hole, bending a little left.
Wow. A huge putt for Nordquist to get within 1.
Timely.
Was it ever? With holes running out, that deserves a second look. Brought to you by Versant Health.
Well, there's a ground view. Ball bounced once or twice, but it was tracking.
She was about to walk it in, then stopped when she saw it just catch the right arc of that cup. Our second look brought to you by Versant Health, and Nordquist looking for a 9th career victory. She trails only Annika Sorenstam and Liselott Neumann in wins among Swedes on the LPGA Tour. Maria Fassi, much needed good week. She had a top 10 at the marathon 3 weeks ago in Toledo. This is the 18th. And the superstar from Mexico, who played collegiately just 20 miles away at the University of Arkansas. She won the NCAA championship. In fact, deferred her LPGA Tour membership so that she could finish her collegiate career, which she did in style.
Yeah, an NCAA championship, and she gives so much credit to the University of Arkansas and the whole setting of being near here.
17.
Austin Ernst now, her lead now down to 1.
Well, Jim, and as she was standing on the green, just waiting for her turn to putt. She could hear the cheer go up from the hole behind, and both Drew and Austin looked back to see what had happened, so they know that Anna's done something. I'm pretty sure that Drew knows exactly what's going on, because I'm not so sure that she would have played this far left of the hole if she didn't. I feel like she's been smart with her shot choices, given that she was 2 in the lead. This to remain 2 in the lead, though. Had a good read from Jenny Shin's putt.
Comes up a little bit short, so that lead gets cut to 1. Still a little bit of work left here at 17.
Boy, and do not discount the 18th hole.
No, there's a lot of action there. Reachable par 5.
Yeah, more birdies at 18 than any hole on the golf course this week.
He made an eagle there yesterday, as a matter of fact.
So Angela Stanford now for birdie.
After another really good quality iron shot, left herself nicely below the hole here, Jim.
Just to break out of a tie for 3rd. Oh, never got it far enough left. Good opportunity missed. She stays at 15 under, tied with Nelly Corda. 5 birdies on her card today. 5 under, solid day. Made a few more putts. Austin for par.
Left this just a little bit too short. Now she has to work hard.
Okay. Took a little bit of a right turn, but it got in the right center. Nice par. 1-shot lead as she heads over to the 18th. Trying to get that 2nd win.
Past champion here, Inby Park. Okay. She will head to the A&A Inspiration in a couple of weeks as a past champion. And a good feeling seeing that drop. 17.
Yeah, Anna Norquist, what a putt she made on the last hole.
9-iron for Anna. You can feel just the slightest little breeze out of the right. This will be a good full one up the hill.
Big birdie here in the 1st round.
This is right of the hole. Not much room there.
Oh, it's going to stay. Well, it stayed up top, but that's going to be she doesn't like to chip. That's going to be an interesting play for her. She's 1 shot back as Ernst heads to the 18th tee. Still a lot of action left. We'll be right back.
That 18th tee is where we find our leader, Austin Ernst. She's going to have to wait a bit. It's a reachable par 5 for everyone today. Austin eagled it yesterday to finish up her 2nd round. Back 1 to 17.
There's a weakness in her game. It's chipping, but it looks like it's the putter again. There's a lot of zoysia between she and the green here. Good news, the last part of the does go a little bit downhill, Jerry.
Well, she's putting. I don't know how the ball hung up there, actually. It could have easily rolled down, and that would have been a disaster. She's putting into the slope, so unless she kind of adjusts the technique a little bit and kind of tilt her spine angle back, catches it with a little more loft, that thing is going to hop really high, really quick. And there it is, gently uphill all the way to the hole. I don't see a ton of break in it, though.
Yeah, that's what it tends to do off the zoysia. It hits in there and bounces. It doesn't roll on the top like Bermuda.
Yeah, around the greens, it can act like Velcro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little skid
effect. Inconsistency.
This wouldn't be any bargain chipping either.
Mm-mm.
through there so smoothly.
It actually did. She's got quite a bit left for par, but it actually did roll fairly decent. Just got to hit it so hard to get it through that zoysia. It's a lot easier with a mallet-headed putter, too. Just close to that blade.
Yes.
All that left for par. Say Young Kim should be next.
Yeah, turn a little right. You know, it's not her turn. She's ready to go, but she is coming off a double at the previous hole. Unfortunately, flew the green and made a little bit of a mess from there.
Yeah, what the day she was looking for. I thought she'd make a little better run today.
I'm with you, Jim. She's such a strong competitor when she plays right there in the final group.
All right, Nelly Korda now for birdie.
Let's hit the ball tee to green so very nicely today, giving herself a lot of opportunities. None that were, you know, the really short ones, but she'll think back to a couple of missed opportunities out here for sure today.
Didn't quite have the speed. You're right. She's had a lot of chances these last 9 holes and has not taken advantage of it. Frustrating day. Just never really had the proper speed. The line a little high on some of those putts. 15 under. Time for third. You got to really regroup right here, Jerry. This is where the emotions are running. You know what's on the line. You just made birdie in the last hole, but you've got a lot on. Things just get racing. Your mind gets racing. Things get speeding up. You're just going to come back here and try to relax the best you can, but you got to commit to this putt.
When you haven't been in this position in a while, it definitely could be a little different animal internally, but she has a lot of experience and a lot of clutch putts to draw upon in her career, including one of the more impressive up and downs I had ever seen out of her on the final hole at Evian to go on to win.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty straight early and a little movement left at the end. Right edge, I would call.
Big putt, very confident stroke there. There was no doubt in that one.
Yeah, good putt, good nerves.
Yeah, very good.
All right, at the 18th, Christy McPherson got in this week with the exemption left open for the previous week's winner because Sophia Popov wasn't a member. That exemption went to McPherson, and she has taken advantage with a terrific week. The veteran American finishes at 13 under. That's going to be a top 10.
Yeah, and you cannot deny the fact that that's going to be a really welcome check.
Did you heard the chant?
Could it be for Ernst? With Nordquist trying to snap long victory droughts here at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. Now, it has been 11 minutes since Austin Ernst's par putt dropped at the 17th. This is a reachable par 5, and so Anna Nordquist trailing Ernst by 1, both waiting to tee off on this par 5. The day began with Nordquist in front by 3 and by 4 over Ernst. And you see how their fortunes have tracked today. Ernst caught her with a birdie at 11. Nordquist then answered with a birdie of her own, but then Ernst birdied 12 while Nordquist bogeyed. Then Ernst bogeyed 13, and it was a bogey at the par 5 14th that put Nordquist behind to stay. Karen, she hasn't missed. Austin Ernst has not missed a fairway all day.
No, but this one is a tricky one. It's got a bit of an awkward angle for the players, but with the tee being up, gives the players a straighter shot down there, and everybody's loving it, and why wouldn't you? That's just down the right side of the fairway.
And should stay in.
Oh yeah, go zone.
After a 12-minute wait, she puts herself in position to go for this green in 2. Angela Stanford next.
And this tee shot really ought to suit Angela quite nicely. Does like to move the ball a little bit to the left. She can start it down the right side, get the ball sort of slinging back to the fairway and running quickly down the fairway. This one this has got to hang a little bit. Oh, that's nice.
Right into the bunker.
There's a lot to play for in addition to the trophy for players like Catherine Kirk. There are 2 spots available for the U.S. Women's Open in mid-December down in Houston. You have to be in the top 10 on the leaderboard, as Kirk is. She's tied for 5th at the moment.
Oh,
seen better bounces than that.
rough
Judy.
kick.
They came out very funny over there.
Right now,
Very
those
rough
2
kick.
spots would go to Catherine Kirk and Ginny Shen. Anna Nordquist waits. It's been 3 years since she last won. She'll have to wait a little longer to tee off at 18. Ernst by 1. Well, there is a bit of a logjam at the par 5 18th and a much more crowded top of the leaderboard than we might have thought after watching Anna Nordquist put on a show yesterday. Hit all 18 greens in regulation, shot 62. Could have been several shots lower, probably. Lipped out a couple of putts, but today that 3-shot lead has gone away. She trailed by 2 until a birdie at 16. And she waits on the 18th. 1 behind. Austin Ernst is in the fairway and waiting for the green to clear. Catherine Kirk has this for birdie. At the moment, Kirk is tied for 5th. Two putts should be enough for her to get into the U.S. Women's Open with one of those 2 offered exemptions. About 1. Nearly. That's a huge putt.
Well, she really did not get a break with her 3rd shot because she should have had about a 12 or 15 foot putt.
And again, the significance, if she falls back into the 13 under, should be tied with Christy McPherson and Linnea Strom, neither of whom are in the U.S. Women's Open either. Just 2 spots available. Did you know that Golf Now offers contact-free prepaid tee times? Booking your round on golfnow.com or the Golf Now mobile app is fast, easy, and safe. Book today. Well, this is always one of the great scenes on the LPGA Tour with fans encircling this 18th. Big grandstands, not the case this year. You can still hear a few hogs called if you listen carefully from the houses lining Pinnacle Country Club. Former NCAA champion from Oklahoma State, the Swede Caroline Headwall.
Got her well on her way to a pretty good week with a round of 64 yesterday.
Remember, she went 5-0 at the Solheim Cup a few years back.
Back in Colorado, I believe.
Yeah. Take her to 11 under. Tied for 15th.
You know, it's a certain accomplishment, and you can kind of see it on her face that she's pleased because she played 3 really solid rounds of golf. One particularly good round of golf, and 2 others very solid. So whatever you're trying to build on, that's good.
Don't know if Catherine Kirk is doing the math or thought about it ahead of time, but there are spots available for the A&A Inspiration in 2 weeks. But more specifically for Kirk, a chance to get into the U.S. Women's Open. If this putt falls, she will stay tied for 5th and punch her ticket to Champions Golf Club in Houston. It's for par.
That's a good putt. That's a good 2-putt, and wonderful round of golf. 66.
Yes. See you at Champions. Catherine. Rachel Liu finishing up her final round here.
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, nice playing with
She's one over.
Thanks, Dave.
And back in the fairway after a long wait. Austin Ernst up 1. Second shot, par 5.
Yeah.
Her mom and dad will be watching. That's Mark and Melanie, and her dad, the PGA professional, has been her teacher all her life.
He's got a 4 hybrid out. 191 to the hole. Slight downhill lie. And I think this is a good angle. And this is drifting to the right.
She reached the 14th and 2 putted for birdie. She is on the green putting for eagle from long range, up 1. Austin Ernst hasn't won on the LPGA Tour since 2014. Anna Nordquist since 2017. Judy, every tournament, every year that goes by, how much do you start to wonder, will it happen again?
Well, you certainly question yourself, and in Austin Ernst's case, that's her only win. So I have a feeling that one's gone away from her memory, and she needs one now.
Nordquist, it's been some 15 minutes since that putt for par drop, Jerry.
Yeah, and she was here to see Austin hit a good tee shot. She probably is conceding birdie to her and thinks she needs to make eagle, but this one's left.
Oh, dear. Sitting up, but it's been the tee shots that have really gotten her into trouble, Judy, in the back 9 especially.
Yeah, maybe not quite as patient, a little bit quicker with her golf swing today than she had been through the week.
Se-Young Kim 1 under today.
Nelly Korda already played. She hit one that looked to maybe be on the left rough. This one's out to the right, not turning. Needs to set out or get a bounce.
The bounce she needed. Nordquist was tied for the lead at the par 5 14th, tugged her tee shot into penalty area, wound up making bogey. She's trailed ever since. Eagle putt upcoming for Ernst. Don't miss any of the FedEx Cup playoffs action. Buy a PGA Tour Live annual pass now and get a month free. Visit NBCSports.com/PGA Tour. Trying to clear all the varmints away. The 18th. Ernst by 1 with a putt for eagle. Karen, have you had a look?
I have. She goes up a slope. There's a good little slope, and then it goes back downhill towards the hole. Really difficult to judge the speed of this one. There's going to be a little bit of break to the left in this too, so certainly through the first half. Then as it sort of gets over that hump, it might want to go a little to the right towards the hole. So this putt has just about a little bit of everything that you could possibly think about a putt having in it.
Yeah, on your screen at home, if you see that little dark patch that is the downside of that little hump that Kieran's talking about, that's what might kick it just a fraction to the right.
Only 1 3-putt this weekend. 2 putts for a birdie to force Nordquist to make eagle.
Trying not to grip that putter any tighter than you have all day.
How about this? Finish it off.
Great putt. Great putt.
Wow. That close to sealing the deal. just about less than 3 feet. She finish?
She is.
Why not? This to go up by 2. .63 from Austin Ernst. And she's posted 20 under. And now Anna Nordquist must eagle to force a playoff. How close did it come to dropping for an eagle 3? You said it, Judy. You don't want to grip it any tighter than you have all day. She's putted beautifully all week and did there. Birdie putt for Angela Stanford.
Birdie.
Very good week.
Thanks, guys.
16 under gives her sole possession of 3rd place at the moment. Nelly Corda may have something to say about that. But Austin Ernst with a 2-putt birdie at both 14 and 18, the par 5s. Inward 9. She leads by 2. This was just a moment ago. Jerry laying up.
Yeah, she had no choice. Could not get it at the green without hitting a snap hook out of there, much less the flagstick. It was a good lie, though, and that'll be fine.
She hit all 18 greens in regulation. Well, that's not what she was hoping for with a hole out. She'll need to do it into the cup to force a playoff. Barely missed one fairway yesterday, but big misses on the back 9 have cost Anna Nordquist. Nelly.
Not a great lie. Ball comes out with no spin, 200 to the hole, but she did all she could do with it.
Right over the flagstick, but now a mile a putt.
When you're club twirling, those clubs that have head covers on them, you're something special, and Nelly Corda is 4th in the world. Se-Young Kim, number 6 in the world rankings, wasn't even sure she would play this early in the restart. Came back from Korea and had a nice week. Not the day she was hoping for, perhaps.
Not the lie she was hoping for here. This one's nasty. Just.
Sam, even if you're doing that, you can feed it.
Or left go left.
Or the thing, if you get in that left half, that's okay. But if you don't, it comes back down the hill, and I don't know if it runs into the rough or because it's steep.
Don't see any possible way to get any spin on this. Just gonna try and really chop it out, get steep on it from a downhill line. Not easy.
No, roll back. That's fine there. Got a shot there.
10 wins in 5 years for Se-Young Kim.
It's not easy to finish.
And 3 more majors for her this year with a chance to finally win one of the big ones on the LPGA Tour. They're all big at this point for Austin Ernst. She checks her scorecard. Her brother Drew, caddy, and to win for the first time since Portland in 2014.
And played really well last week at Troon on the links. She finished 5th. And but for a couple 3 putts, might have finished a good bit better.
Even par last week to finish 5th, 20 under. Likely to win. One last chance for Anna Nordquist. I recall, Jerry, that epic match with Lexi Thompson. Down 1 going to the 18th hole at Des Moines. And she didn't hole it, but it was within inches. She's got to hole it here.
The funny thing is, she yesterday drove the ball like a machine, and today you would have to say the drivers would cost her.
Yeah, well, the first errant tee shot was a fairway wood at 12, and then a couple of drivers. Yes, indeed.
Good. Thank you.
Gonna have 86 yards to the hole. Bit of a side hill lie, but off this is always you have plenty of chance to spin it.
Bogeys at 12 after an errant tee shot. Fortunate, actually, that it came out where it did. And then 14, easiest hole on the course, tugged it left into the water. Made bogey, missed a short putt for par. Long putt for birdie at 16. Par save at 17. A long wait, 15-minute wait on the tee.
A little bit right there, yeah. All right. He's got to see your shot point, okay?
She knows what she has to do. I assume that caddy came up to me after the layup to check what Austin did. He knows they're two back. Can only assume she knows as well. Again, 86 yards up the hill.
It's good, but not good enough. Welcome back to the winner's circle, Austin Ernst. After 143 starts, she's a winner again on the LPGA Tour. A final round 63. Disappointment for Anna Nordqvist as her victory drought will stretch at least another week. You lose to a 63, Judy. And how do you feel?
Ooh, sunglasses.
Yeah, you lose to a 63.
Do I need a mask?
No, you got
all right.
It comes back to the fact that you had a 3-shot lead to start the day and that you feel like, you know, where were you that you allowed that to happen?
Karen's with the winner.
Thanks, Grant. Austin, it's been 144 tournaments since your first victory. Now you've got your second. How was that wait for you?
It was long. A lot longer than I thought it'd be. Oh, man, but it feels good. I've worked really hard. I think this break was fantastic for me. It helped me get my confidence back. I had a rough year last year. I played so well in 2018. And, man, it just feels so good right now.
So what did you work on during the break? You said you've worked hard, and we always know hard work pays off. Yep. What did you do?
I worked really hard on the putter. I changed putters. Actually, it would have been Phoenix week. The week before, just got a mallet instead of kind of using that blade that I'd used. It helped me line it up better. And then I just grinded on my putter and my wedges and driving the ball. I think what's kind of held me back in the past is I won't hit as many fairways and don't make quite as many putts. And today I hit the ball really well, really being under the gun all day. So I'm just proud of all the hard work, and it's nice to see it pay off.
Definitely did that, and I couldn't help but notice you were playing with Angela Stanford, vice captain of the Solheim Cup. Did that give you extra motivation today?
I actually didn't even realize that she was the vice captain whenever we were playing. But I had a really comfortable pairing. I really like playing with Jenny and Angela both, and we all three played well. But yeah, it was awesome.
Congratulations, Austin, winner for the second time on the LPGA Tour. Go celebrate.
Thanks.
We talk about those wins, Judy. You know, which is the hardest? The first one, the second? They're all hard, aren't they?
They're all hard, but this second one is almost like a first one to her again.
Nelly Korda for Eagle.
Just outside the right edge, some 30 feet. What a putt. We'll drop back right. That's some pretty good imagination right there.
Say. Nearly made an albatross here yesterday. Came within a couple of feet of making a 2 at this par 5. She'll have that putt to finish in a tie for third, at least as it stands now. As we look toward that A&A inspiration, certainly you'd have to look at Nelly Korda as a threat there. Obviously, Anna Nordqvist is playing at a very high level, a past champion there, and I'm not sure I wouldn't take this group right here, say Young Kim, you know, as fine a player as there is in the world without a major championship yet.
I think that's a good point. But, you know, we're going to see Mission Hills Country Club in a different way than we have seen it in all these years, all the way back to 1972. It has always been played near the end of March or right at the 1st of April. So We are going to see a golf course in pretty intense heat, and I don't think we can know how firm and fast it will play until we get there and see what's happening, you know, in the tail end heat of the summer.
Jerry, what would you expect the takeaway would be for Anna?
Well, you wouldn't be human if you weren't disappointed, especially the way she had played through the first 2 rounds. But all in all, I think she's got to leave here feeling like she'd made some great strides. And like she said, the hard work is starting to pay off.
And you got to tell yourself it's hard to win on these tours.
That was for birdie. And I'll say this, knowing you had to make it, she gave it a great run. Almost spun it back in. A 2 under par round of 69, but a 3-shot lead when the round started. It was 3 at various points throughout the round. Trailed by 2. Fought back to within 1. She'll lose by 2. Birdie putt for Nelly Korda to join Stanford at 16 under.
Doesn't seem as though it was her day today to have a good eye for reading the greens.
But when it's not your week and you finish tied for third, it tells you the prodigious talent that Nelly Korda is at just 22. Se-Young Kim, prodigious as well. 5 second-place finishes and 20 top 10s for Austin Ernst since her last victory, which came in her 2nd season on the LPGA Tour. Now in her 8th year, she is a winner again, and drink it up, Austin Ernst.
That stinks. Congrats, buddy. Thanks.
Into the winner's circle for the first time in 6 years.
Thanks.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable. And by Win Grips, the best grips in golf. It's time now for our UL Innovative Shots of the Day. 4 back when this final round started. Austin Ernst for birdie and a share of the lead.
Birdie.
It was her 8th birdie of the day, and then at 18, leading by 1 with Nordquist behind her watching. This for eagle, nearly. Wouldn't even have to mark it. She would tap it in for a closing birdie to shoot 63, our UL Innovative Shots of the Day. Well, it has been quite the restart for American golfers. Austin Ernst makes it 4 Americans in the winner's circle since that 5.5-month layoff ended. Danielle Kang a couple of times, Stacey Lewis in Scotland, and now Ernst. Anna Nordquist and her fiance, Kevin McAlpine. It's tough to win. Anna's been on the winning end 8 times, a couple of times in a major. Comes up short today.
Golf Channel's exclusive coverage of the LPGA Tour is presented by Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable.
Some congratulations coming in for Austin Ernst. Well earned. Show you how it happened. She birdied the first, she birdied the second. Judy, this was for birdie at 3. She dialed long distance here.
Keep a good thing going.
She bogey 4. Came back with birdies 6, 7, then 9 in the second.
It's a little wedge shot straight up the hill at the par 4.
Should roll that in for birdie. And she was in the picture to win it at 11. The par 3. This, for the first time, gave her a share of the lead. Anna Nordqvist would birdie right after her to regain the lead, but Ernst at the 12th did this. Perfect speed.
Lots of conversation this week about trying to get yourself back on an even keel after big time changes coming straight from Scotland.
And then at the 18th, leading by 1 for Eagle. That close to putting it away. She would tap it in for birdie. And again, to shoot even par in difficult conditions at the AIG Women's Open at Troon. And then 7 days later, you go 20 under in 3 days.
Well, you know, I said something about somebody yesterday in a well-rounded game. That kind of golf course, a links in Scotland, and this golf course this week where the greens were very receptive, completely different places.
What do they say about a game that travels? She's got it, doesn't she? She's back in the winner's circle. Some big opportunities here for players like Maria Fassi to move into the top 80 on the money list and get one of those 20 spots at the A&A Inspiration, which will be played in a week and a half time. Stacey Lewis, the unofficial host here. Jackie Stolting, first tournament back in 14 months. Had a baby. It's a boy. Barron last September. And a good showing. Alexa Pano, the 16-year-old amateur, just barely turned 16, shot 5 under today. Incredible. Yili Minot, saw her name go by a moment ago. She'll be in the A&A after that terrific finish. Yeah, these two Solheim Cup opponents. Nice gesture from Anna. Expect nothing less. Coming up next, Golf Central brings you news, highlights, and analysis from the world of golf. And then it's the second major of the season, the A&A Inspiration first-round coverage Thursday, September 10th from Mission Hills. Thanks to everyone who made it possible this week. Our producer, Beth Hutter, director John Del Vecchio, and our terrific crew. For Judy Rankin, Jim Gallagher Jr., Jerry Foltz, and Karen Stupples, I'm Grant Boone. Congratulations, Austin Ernst. You're a winner again on the LPGA Tour.